Hello you guys, Lady Lee here from Lady Lee's home, and in this video I want to take you with me to the back garden. This is a big garden that is on my half-acre where the house is. If you've been following me for a little bit, you know that I garden in a few different areas. I have this garden that has 37 garden beds that are about 11 feet long by 2 feet wide, that is at the back in my backyard basically. And then I have a couple more raised beds. I posted a planting carrots video a little bit ago, a few days ago, and that was a raised bed that is also on this property. And then I have my farm, which is 20 acres of farmland across the road. And then I also have a few things planted at Kelly's house, which is down the road, and she's a flower farmer and we do some things together. In this back garden here, I still have eggplants, and I still have Matt's wild tomatoes, and I still have okra. Those are the last of the summer crops that are in this garden. You can see that I eliminate almost all weeding by putting weed cover in between the rows. It is folded, so it's double, and it is held down with staples. This is a bed that I am preparing for. Look at this mouse. I think I disrupted mouse nest. They lived in the soil, and in a minute you'll see another one just running. And it's funny because I did a few beds, and then the one that I decided to film, there were mice. Here's the other one. There were mice running all over. I don't like mice. I have frozen mice in my house because I have a snake. I don't mind them frozen, but I don't like them live. Anyway, I think they were living in the soil. They had a nest because this bed was covered with silage tarp. It's that black tarp that you saw at the beginning, and I cover my beds with this tarp to help eliminate weeds and to warm the soil in the spring, and it's really beneficial to the soil. So between the rows is weed cover, and then if I don't use the beds, then I cover them with silage tarp. I started preparing this bed by using the garden fork to kind of loosen the soil. I'm going to plant beets here, and root crops need the soil really soft. If I would have planted something like lettuce here or any other kind of greens or whatever, then I probably would not gone to the length of like loosening the soil like this. But and yeah, I know there are tillers and tilthers and all kind of other tools, but I'm okay with doing it by hand. I enjoy it. So I started with the garden fork. You can also use broad fork. They sell those at 30-inch wide, so that's a good tool to use for that, but I don't have one of those, so I just used a garden fork, and then broke some of the clumps with my hands. And now I have buckets here that I remove some of the soil into, and there's a lot of different things to plant, but I found that this way is the easiest for me. And instead of planting in rows in this bed, I basically broadcast the seeds. I can fit a whole lot more vegetables in one bed if I broadcast the seeds, instead of making, let's say in this bed I would have made 3 rows of beets. But if I just broadcast the seeds like you'll see me do here, then I can fit a whole lot more plants. So I remove the soil, and I already know for the size of my beds, if I'm planting carrots and I want to cover them with just a little bit of soil, then I remove 2 5-gallon buckets from the bed. And if I have something like beets that needs a little bit more soil on top, then I remove 3 buckets. And then I basically just broadcast the seeds. And next you see me here putting the Espoma organic plant tune or garden tone, something like that. I think it's called garden tone fertilizer. I can link to it in the description of the video. I think for my beds, 11 by 2 feet, it's about 4 cups. And it's best to do it at planting time. Then the soil goes back on, the soil that I removed goes back on the bed, and I will use my hands and then a rake to move it around. I do it pretty slow and gently so it doesn't move the seeds. You know, I keep on like breaking the soil. It's really important that it's a very loose soil, especially for root crops. I have this bed, I think I added compost to it in the spring, so I didn't need to add any more compost, and with a little bit of fertilizer it should be good. And beets are very heavy feeders, so once they start growing, once the plant is, let's say, 5 or 10 inches long, then I will fertilize this bed with fish emulsion, diluted fish emulsion, every other week. And I think that's the secret to growing really beautiful, colorful beets, is that they just need a lot of food. They need a lot of food, and they love the fish emulsion fertilizer. I can link to that below too. Okay, so I rake the soil, and then I take the hoe and kind of press the soil down. We want a good seed to soil contact here. And then the last step is basically re-putting my irrigation lines, which I need to replace those irrigation lines. It's really not the right irrigation way to do a bed of beets that you broadcast the seed to. This is more particular to a crop, to one crop, like a row of tomatoes or a row of cucumbers or something like that. But when the seeds are broadcasted, then you need a little bit more soaking of the whole bed. I sweep my walkways. I love this weed cover. It's been there for 3 years already, and I don't think that I'll need to replace it anytime soon. And then that's it. Basically just water the seeds in. I planted a lot of seeds, so this bed is going to need thinning. I will keep updating you on how this garden is going. I planted a whole lot of beets and a whole lot of carrots here. So that's it. Just stay tuned, and we'll see how this fall garden is evolving through the season.